What up, y'all? Welcome to the Steelers chat. And I got a few things I gotta talk about. I got a little monologue today. Okay. I hope I don't hold you. I hope it's not too long, but I got some things I gotta get off my chest. Okay. First things first. Shall we talk about I'm gonna save hard knocks. I'm gonna save hard knocks. Actually, I'm not gonna save hard knocks. I'm gonna do hard knocks first because y'all are a little high off hard knocks right now, and that's okay. But I'm glad you're enjoying it because this is the NFL's shot, main shot, only shot to get the Pittsburgh Steelers on Hard Knocks. Congratulations, you're gonna have your highest rated season of Hard Knocks. Congratulations. Having the entire AFC North was your one shot to get the Pittsburgh Steelers on Hard Knocks. Congratulations. They would have never, ever, ever agreed to do this, okay? But you had to put the whole AFC North on there. And I know it's called the AFC North, but let's be for real. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers Hard Knocks featuring the other three teams. Let's be honest. You want Mike Tomlin. You want to see Mike Tomlin. And so I'm not subscribing. I'm not subscribing to this propaganda that it's Hard Knocks, but it's really Steelers Hard Knocks. But you trying to make it about the AFC North. But there's only one team in the AFC North that's playing all of the divisional opponents in this time frame. And it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm just saying, all their divisional games, second half of the season, and all of a sudden, Hard Knocks comes out in December. It's giving. It's very much giving. And because guess what? The Bengals and the Ravens, that's a rivalry, right? They already played. But we got the Bengals, we got the Browns, and we got the Ravens again, all while you're filming AFC North Hard Knocks. Welcome to the Steelers Hard Knocks. This is what this is about. Congratulations, Browns. Congratulations, Cincinnati. Congratulations, Baltimore. You got a feature on the Steelers Hard Knock show. Anyway, and to all the free agents out there that are upcoming, don't call us. We will call you. Okay? Omar and Andy will reach out to you if we feel we're interested. So don't come calling asking to be a part of this team because you see what Coach Tomlin it sounds like and looks like on TV. We will call you. Okay. Another thing. And one more thing. Actually, three more things. I'm sorry. Three more things. I know everybody's talking about, the Pittsburgh Steelers face the Cincinnati Bengals defense. Their defense isn't good. They put up 44 points. Well, it wasn't even 44 points because Peyton Wilson put up is his name Logan? Which one is it? Peyton, Logan, whatever. The other Wilson, 41. Because I always call him something different. Peyton had a pick six. The Bengals defense, they're not good. You put up 44 points on this, 6 on the offense and 44 total on this team. You're telling me the Bengals defense is bad, but isn't that what a good team's supposed to do to a bad defense? Now, if they only put up 10 points or 17 points or 19 points or only field goals, you'd be telling me this offense isn't good enough to beat the elite team because they played a bad defense and they didn't get in the end zone. They get in the end zone and you're telling me, it was just the Bengals' really, really bad defense. Can't give you credit for it. Which one is it? Just let me know which one it is because they put up points. You're discounting the opponent. They don't put up points, then you're discounting them as an offense. Make it make sense. Okay? And hurry up, because I ain't got time. Next on the agenda here is Russell Wilson. Because I want to know where Russell Wilson is for comeback player of the year. Where is he on the list? Yeah. When is he gonna get talked? Maybe next week they'll talk about him being comeback player of the year because you had to face some type of adversity. And hold on, did anybody remember? I remember the man got benched last year. He ain't played football since Christmas Eve. I remember. And now we want to sing his praises and we want to talk about, oh, how much he needed Mike Tomlin, how much the Steelers needed him, how he's this leader and he's all these things. And he's also comeback player of the year, a significant candidate. So I'll go ahead and light that fire. I'll go ahead and say those things because no one's saying it. And I'll be the catalyst for Russell Wilson comeback player of the year. We ain't even going to talk about coach of the year because you know what? Whatever. And one last thing before I go on to the show, we get the show going here. For those of you saying that Minkah Fitzpatrick is washed, Minkah Fitzpatrick fell off, Minkah Fitzpatrick isn't doing his job, Minkah Fitzpatrick isn't elite, go to hell. And that's all. Let's get the show started. That's all I got. That is it. Let's go. Love y'all.
Look, I had to like, hey, listen, on that last part, like, listen, man, I'm a. What's going on with you, dude?
Sorry, just go. Bye. Like I don't need to talk like that.
But it's funny that you said that because I don't know how many times I've shared the thoughts when it comes to Minkah. And that's why I said, I've never said it on your show, but I've damn sure said it on mine. That's why I say I really don't talk football with people who they're not really trying to be detail oriented with it, right? Because to a football fan, all they're looking for is statistics. All they're looking for is that stat that jump off the sheet.
Play, you know?
But they're not looking at the impact that he's making outside of the stat sheet. And that is the thing that I always say. How many 20+ yard passes do our defense have on them, right? How many times is our safeties missing tackles? Like we're short-handed. So miss me with it. So that's why when you said, I'm like, go to hell.
Because I'm with you. Minkah Fitzpatrick, he even saved us from the initial touchdown of Josh Brown. That last effort by him, not Josh Brown, what's his name? Chase Brown.
Chase.
And so, yes, he eventually got in, but like anything could happen if you get the stop. You could get a fumble, you could get a turnover. He's giving this defense another opportunity to flip the field and get the ball back and take the ball away. If he doesn't make some of these stops, whether you're not viewing that as significant, but they are extremely significant plays and stops he's getting because they could have ran the score up way earlier in multiple games. He saved us from touchdowns. I just don't understand.
And not only that, though, how many safeties would give up on that play?
Exactly.
How many safeties is not following that play to the very end like he is? And that's why I don't, when like to touch on like when you talk about Coach Tomlin being coach of the year, I think it's BS. I think it's I don't understand it how a coach has now 18 seasons with a non-losing record, but never has won coach of the year. But yet, and no shade to Kevin Stefanski, but you give Kevin Stefanski the award last year when DeMeco Ryans in the Houston Texans clearly was the best coach last year, coaching a team that was 2-1 forever and had the youngest NFL team and was led by rookies, offense and defense. But he don't get coach of the year. I digress. When you talk about Russell, Sean Payton, I do not like the Denver Broncos. I don't like the team because Sean Payton is leading them. He disrespected Russ completely. Russ last year, 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Like, make it make sense. That's better than some of the stats of the other 32 quarterbacks in the league. That was like probably top 10 in yardage, and then his interception to pass ratio was crazy. So Russ,
and
it ain't that Russ
comeback player of the year for me. Because if you can give Joe Flacco comeback player of the year from coming off the couch, you absolutely need to consider Russell Wilson for comeback player of the year.
Like I said the other day,
I feel like it's personal.
I think it's funny. I don't think it's funny, but I think it's ironic because the same conversation we're having about Russell, I don't remember I've been a big proponent, we both were, when we talked about if Russ is healthy, Russ should start. And I got criticized. I got ate up. I'm talking about I got ate up on people back home in Pittsburgh. I got ate up on Pittsburgh fans here in Maryland. And then all I said to them, how you like me now? Like, It is nothing against Justin. It's everything that we know Russ can do.
Nothing against Justin at
Right.
all. This is not about Justin. It's not. It's just not. It is everything you watch. When I was watching the All 22, the changes at the line of scrimmage, the confidence, the leadership you have to have, you haven't seen it since Ben Roethlisberger. I'm not saying Justin isn't capable of that. I'm just telling you what it looks like. This man can tell you where to be, what to do, and we haven't had it.
And the piggyback on your Justin statement, and to piggyback on it, is not that Justin can't do it. We got to remember what Justin was dealt. Justin went to a Chicago Bears team, might I add, who just fired another head coach. He was on a team that had no leadership, whether it was from the top down. He was on a team that had 2 head coaches, 3 offensive coordinators. There was no way Justin was going to get the system of progression of growth that he needed. So with him coming behind Russ, I thought it was great for the longevity of his career, because now he get to sit and watch how it's actually done, how to study preparation, how to film preparation, how to communicate with the line on and off the field, how to communicate with the receivers and running backs on and off the field. Just look at every time, whether it's a bad draft or a good draft, Russ is constantly communicating with the entire offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. And that is, and to be in an atmosphere where they're winning. So I'm not playing, I'm not on the field, but this team is winning. So the energy is already on a different level. Even with everyone being upset that you haven't seen Mike Williams be targeted or catch a ball since the Commanders game, relax, calm down. This is exactly why, and this takes me into the next point. And Ken, I see you guys in the comments, and I'm going to address the thing that you just said, or the thing that you said earlier. Mike Williams is going to get his touches. It is fine. But remember when I asked you, do you really need a wide receiver too? Do you really need to feel like you need to go out and shop for a high profile guy when you're just now getting to see all of the options in your offense? Remember when I said that? I know I said it. And so you come into this week and you saw in the Giants game, where you get a pass, you get a ball, you get a tip, spreading the ball around. Me and Mitch came in here. Hold on. Yeah, me and Mitch came in here last week, and I was like, we got to get back to that. We got to spread the ball out. We got to get everybody involved again. And what happened? 10 different receivers. Okay? 10 different guys. That is a lot. We can count on one hand how many guys didn't get a ball. Okay? How many guys didn't get a ball? And Connor Hayward is the first one that pops in my head. Yeah. Connor, and who else? Who else didn't get a ball? That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, Connor, everybody got a ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the linemen, like
I was about to say that too. To be
the
funny,
lineman and Connor Hayward did not get a ball. And look, he sealed the game at the end with the
onside kick.
So think about that. That is, Mike Williams. So Mike Williams, and he didn't get a ball, and then Connor Hayward. So
but Mike was in. Mike played a couple.
He got in the game, but he
just didn't get no targets.
He didn't get any. He had no targets, no ball. So you got two guys I can recall that didn't get a ball. 2, like I said, you can count on one hand how many guys didn't get the ball in their hands versus how many guys did.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so that right there shows you an evolution, like what this team can be. And it's still growing, y'all. Those checkdowns that we saw in that game, that's what I was yearning for against Baltimore. I'm like, why we can't just dump it real quick? Like, what are we doing? And them, after that loss to Cleveland, probably saw like, okay, we need to go ahead and plan for the screens. We need to do these things against this team to be effective. Because we know Trey Hendrickson was a game wrecker, and he, the sack, I think he might still be leading in sacks. I'm not sure, but we knew the possibilities. And after getting slammed by what's his name, Myles Garrett, you got to change some things. So please expect those checkdowns and those screens to be a factor in this game, because Russell cannot get hit and sacked like he did the last matchup. So I asked you to just be calm and be cool with Mike Williams because you're like, well, we traded for him. Why we not using him? You ain't really need him in my opinion, you really didn't have to go out and get him. And
it was
just put him to the side and get him warmed up and get him ready to go because we have again still some tough stretches and we go into the playoffs. So, get him ready for that.
Absolutely.
So what did you think about those 10 different receivers catching the ball?
I liked it. I liked it from a perspective of it helps preparation when other teams are preparing for us, right? Because a lot of times, as you've seen, I don't know if you've seen Hard Knocks, a lot of teams they look at Calvin and they say that's the fruit of it. That's all they got a game plan for, right? I think what we did was we let everybody know that we're not just a one player team, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have multiple weapons. It may not be your home run rep. It may not be your home run, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers type weapon, but we have a lot of weapons that can get us victories inside ball games. And what I liked most about it was that not only were we efficient in the passing game, the offensive line looked amazing.
Right? And we had blocking.
Broderick Jones got no penalties, I don't believe. He didn't get one penalty. And I'm not saying that to be funny. What I'm saying is it's growth, right? Because a couple of weeks ago we'd be dragging him, like holding, whatever it was. So I think that should be commended. That should be commended for Broderick as well. I think also what it did was I think it gave our offense confidence.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I think it gave us confidence, not only our offense, but it gave our defense confidence. Because now in this game, early on, we were talking about how the defense was carrying and we needed the offense to catch up. Well, it felt good to see the offense lead while the defense struggled. It felt amazing because that's something we have not had in a long time.
And you got, yes, there was a pick six, which everybody believed that was pass interference.
I thought that was offensive pass interference or illegal contact. I mean, not offense. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not offense. Defensive pass interference and illegal contact.
Yes. So although we think that and we feel that, and what's done, it's done. They got off to a good start when they got the ball back into their hands, right? Yeah. So for me, we're talking about quick start, starting faster, and all those things. They executed that. And they just the Bengals happened to get away with them. So we again gifted them 7 points like we gifted the Commanders 7 points when we played them.
With that fake punt. With that fake punt box.
We gifted them 7 points there.
I mean, it's Christmas season. We're in the gift of giving sometimes.
Give it mood, right? Why not? Why
not? But you want to know what else though? I think what I saw from our offense also, it was like the will, like they were having fun, like they were enjoying themselves, and everybody knows that when you're enjoying yourself while doing it, it's a great day, and I love that for them, And now what I would like, I can't wait to see what that total package looks like when special teams, offense, and defense is clicking on the same cylinders. That's going to be scary.
Yes. Oh, we got some guests we got to bring in the room. What's up? What up,
What's going on? What's up, D?
And we got Mitch. What up? How y'all feeling today?
Feeling like a Steeler, baby. Looking for these Browns out here in Vegas who want to put a bet on the game and all that.
Ain't nobody trying to bet. Ain't trying to bet. Mitch is my dude. What did we say needed to happen?
Everything that happened.
Everything that happened. Man, we got a full house today, y'all. What up, Dex? Look,
yo, we here.
What's up, Dex? Hey, I've been wanting to see him. Dex.
What's up, Dex?
What's up, Dex? What's up?
What we talking about?
They got beef with you. I'm gonna head out.
What we talking about?
Hey, Dex. I had to start looking at Jackson like you said, bro. You got a little something there. Just a little something there.
Who? With Dante?
Yeah, bro.
What about him?
Hey, go ahead, Rip. Go and tell him, Dex.
What about Dante Jackson? Please tell me.
Let me tell you something. I text D. I remember DB trying to ignore me on game day.
Oh, I remember I was on with you and she was ignoring me because of your energy.
Yo, the truth will always be revealed. Brothers and sisters, Dante is a terrible tackler. He tackles high for no reason. I'm like, bro, like, I thought corners was beyond that. He's always around when the ball is there, which is great. But he can't tackle.
I think he has had moments where he has, like, I'm sick of seeing players try to punch the ball first, then go for a tackle.
Yeah,
like make the tackle first and let somebody else punch. He has missed tackles, but I won't say he's terrible because he's made some solid tackles.
High school. Show me, please. I see tackles like you're in high school, like you're trying to hug him. Bro, you're too little. You're not a tall, a big corner. Like, you need to be going for knees and below.
Hey, that's the
Where's
NFL.
your mic at, Dex? Why are you coming in choppy?
I'm coming in choppy?
It's that Boost Mobile.
Chill. It's Big
You got headphones in or no?
Big T. Yeah, I got headphones in.
I don't want no problems.
Or what?
I don't want no problems. It sounds like an echo. It sounds like an echo.
That's better, I think. Go ahead. No,
you hear me now? You hear me now?
I can't hear you. Yeah,
Thanks,
what the heck is the echo?
Yeah,
It's echo. We'll move on because I do want to go. There's a couple of numbers I want to talk about from that particular game. The differences, the significant differences between the Steelers and the Bengals. One, we'll start with the passing yards, 410 to 282 passing yards. The Bengals had 282. The turnover, 3-1. Huh?
Joe Burrow only hit 300?
No,
he did not hit 300.
No, he hit 300 as an individual. As a team stat, nah.
Yeah. Team wise, 281. Sorry, 282. Sorry. I didn't even pull up Joe Burrow. Sorry.
Yeah, he was running for his life.
In passing, they had 282. Turnovers 3-1. We all know that. But total yards, it was 520 for the Steelers and 375 for the Bengals. I thought that was interesting.
That was music to my ears. That's what that's.
Yes, I loved it. They rushed only 15 times. Only 15 times they rushed. And they got 93 yards, which to me was compared to ours. Yeah. That Chase Brown had that one big run.
Most of that was in the first half. They got most of that in the first half. Second half, they shut that down. 15 attempts is nothing. That's nothing. Nothing. Insignificant to me. Run game insignificant. Steelers re-rushed 26 times for 110 yards. But because our running backs were getting those receiving yards, I thought it was just amazing. Like we 26 times, 110, cool. But we're giving the running backs wide receiver yards. So I love that. Them dump downs was paying big dividends too, because they kept giving it to him. He just kept taking it. I was like, good. Keep taking what the defense gives you. And then they start moving up. I was like, yeah, everything else is about to open up now. It was a great game plan overall. White is in Walmart, y'all.
Everybody is food. I'm in Walmart because if you're not a Steelers, everybody is food. You feel me? So we getting ready to get the dinner ready for Sunday. You know, we prep early. We like to let everything marinate. You know how the Steelers got everything marinated right now, from offense to defense, the running game, the passing game, the special teams. Like the special teams coordinator, we gotta give him a shout out, man. I love this dude. His energy is so good, and I think the Steelers they just feeding off of all of that good energy. I love that guy. But it's an honor to be here with you guys. You know, D, I love what you're doing. You know, I'm representing Harlem. I'm in Vegas, but I love to be around Steeler love. It feels great. It feels really good.
There's a lot of Steeler hate out there in Vegas. I won't say no names. But, I'm glad you in the love zone right now. Look, I gotta give a shout out to my man Terrence, man.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna give you shout out, Terrence. Because when we was talking about the Justin Fields and Russ thing, right? Early on this season, we was talking about it, and I ain't never had no shade to Russ. I just felt like Justin was a better guy at that particular point. But watching the Hard Knocks, watching the Hard Knocks, watching how Russ is in the meeting room with Justin, watching how he is in the huddle, watching how he is at the practice. We did need that dude, man. We needed that type of dude in the room, man. And it seemed like he bring a calm to the team. Like I can't even.
It's got aura, man. And that's all I was saying when it came to the twos. And that's what I was saying when it came to the twos.
I told him this in March.
It was his aspect of I wasn't questioning Justin's athletic ability over his. It was always veteran leadership. When you have a veteran leader who is also talented, it goes a long way. And I think that people just want to see. They don't want the intangibles of it, right? They just want to see the results. And I think that when you have a good leader that everybody is willing to follow and that can connect with everyone and that can bring that calm and bring the calm down and get the excitement, like that's what Russ was. So it wasn't that I felt his ability, but you also got to give respect that he's been doing it for over a decade. And he's been consistent with it. He's only had one unsuccessful season. Yeah. And that was in 2022. And then even then, that wasn't a bad season. So I just didn't understand what all the hate on Russ was. And then I hated the narrative. Is that
where he had the thumb injury? Was that the season where he had the thumb?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Pittsburgh, we couldn't have an offensive leader that led by example, and I believe that's where Justin Fields was. He's not a talker. Once he gets that part of his game down, and following like Russ, he's gonna be sky's the limit.
Right.
But we needed a vocal person that someone's gonna listen to that can talk these receivers off the edge. Yeah. Because come on, we need it.
Yeah. To your point, Dex, and you're right. Like, so if we had a veteran offense, right, and Justin came in, then I think we're different, right? Because we have other players that can lead, right? And Justin with him not being a vocal leader, he's more follow me, just follow my example. That's different, right? And I think he would thrive. I think he would thrive on an offense that had veteran leadership. But in this particular offense, where we've had two whole completely offensive lines 2 years straight, we started the first 7 games with a whole different offensive line every year. Like, that's a lot of moving parts for somebody who is not vocal. Because in that situation, as the quarterback, you have to over-communicate. Gotcha. And that means in times when it's out of play and in play. And that wasn't his strength. But I do think with him being with Russ, I think he's going to see and add some of those things. Just like Russ said, he added to me and I add to him. Like Russ is also saying that, hey, Justin is doing some things that I like that I'm trying to add to my game as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And I do want to, Ken brought this up. I saw Cam Hayward. We saw him. I feel like Cam had he was pissed off. Like, I feel like Cam had an ad. Look at that. I feel like Cam Hayward was like, you know what? Enough is enough.
First team all pro, bro. He a first team all pro. If he ain't first team, something wrong. For real. Like, he first team all pro. He been playing like this all season.
Yeah.
And I remember when a lot of people were saying, oh, we need to get rid of him and stuff. Like, y'all is bugging. So, like, the only reason he was struggling last year, he was hurt. He was hurt the whole year. Cam's all pro.
His throttle has been at 80, minimum 80. Each game, minimum 80. Yep. Did you see how he followed that guard and boomed the running back?
Talking about with the one hand rush? The one hand rush? Man, that was crazy.
I said, my God. Like, yo.
That man almost threw up his Thanksgiving.
Watching the game with my son who plays defensive tackle in college, watching my game with my son, he was like, man, he said, I want to learn how to do that.
Yes.
That was crazy, man. Cam was doing this thing all day, man. It was impressive.
What?
And I know we're getting we believe we're getting Alex Highsmith back this week, but we got to clap it up for Mr. Herbig. A guy that is not to me the standard size at that position, but is being effective, making those splash plays. Him and TJ Watt have the most what do they call it? Strip sacks,
fumbles. Number one and number two.
Forced fumbles, killing it.
Number one and number two.
Yeah.
And you gotta love that, because that just shows that these guys are playing for each other, playing for themselves, and they're playing for Coach G. Like they're doing it. They're coming in ready to actually execute. And I
love the depth. I love the depth that we got to that position. That's a great place to have depth at, especially if people get hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad Herbert getting the much time as he's getting. I'm glad that Preston Smith is playing a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and how many games did Herbert miss? At least 3. I feel like he was out for 3 games.
Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4. 3 or 4.
Yeah. So I mean, imagine how he could be effective if he had been able to play even more. And don't get me wrong, Alex Highsmith is a beast. Okay, like he's still underrated in my opinion.
He's a wall.
And we get him back, he's gonna be ready to go. He's gonna be on edge, So,
are we talking about? Did we talk about any of the Hard Knocks?
Y'all can talk about it. I did.
I was waiting for D to say something like that.
I opened up talking about it because I said, welcome. Like, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers Hard Knocks featuring the rest of the AFC. Let's be for real.
The
Y'all
first
are
episode played out like that.
Steelers. It is the only team on this show that is playing all their divisional opponents within the time frame that they're shooting and editing and posting the show. You are watching the Steelers Hard Knocks. It is the only way they would probably get them to be on the show is having the whole division on the show. So you're welcome. This is the only way you was going to get your Coach Tomlin inside, outside look is by saying, oh, we gonna put the other 3 teams on there too. But please believe this is the Pittsburgh Steelers Hard Knocks. And I don't subscribe to it. But go ahead.
Hey D, did you see how much love everybody giving Coach Tomlin now? Did you see? It's funny.
I'm sure.
It's funny to me.
It went up.
Yeah, it's funny to me because this is what a lot of us been saying the whole time. Like we already knew this, but it's like now everybody else like, oh, Coach Tom. I'm like, bro, we've been telling y'all this for years.
Years.
I just want to mention, don't allow
this
them
is
to
the year of the Mike Tomlin
documentary. Don't allow them to pull that wool over your head. It's like they know the problem is that it's being highlighted even more now in their face. So now they gotta act like they acknowledge. But I don't even pay that no attention. Like whatever, just go back next week. You'll go back to DNU.
Well, as soon as he loses, you're gonna be talking. Yeah, as soon as his team loses a game, you'll be back on the train. And it's truly, and that's why I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. It's really them Fire Tomlin people, the ones like, oh, I'll run through a wall. Like today, you'll run through a wall today. Because if the film was different and it showed them losing, you would have a whole different attitude. You'd be like, oh, look at him. He was in there talking all that mess and they lost that game.
Hey, I put a post up. And I said, for all those Tomlin haters, do me a favor now. Go ahead and pick one of the 93 bridges that we got in Pittsburgh and jump. And jump. We got 93. Pick one. We got 93 bridges back home. Pick one.
I didn't even want to address it.
From our guy, Ken.
Oh, God.
How was the city of Baltimore this week? Fire Harbaugh, cut Tucker, replace half of the O-line, fire Zach Ward. Did I miss anything?
No, they want Tucker gone up here. They were talking bad about Tucker.
Yeah, they've been going off on Tucker. They've been going off on Tucker, and they've been going off on Harbaugh. I'll be like, wow, really?
I'm here for it.
Listen,
for me.
I was, and the funny thing is, and before I say this, D, I want to do a shout out to you. One, because I kicked off a series of women in sports, And just being in this environment and seeing the way you have to navigate as a woman, and to see that, it's a lot of shade when it comes to, I say big ups, because this is a shark environment. This is a shark industry, and it's led by men, and they don't often give the women the praise that they so earnestly deserve. So I say shout out to you. And I say that because the ladies that I interviewed earlier from Morgan State University, we talked about that. They was just saying like, they want Tucker and Harbaugh gone, and I'm like, dang, really? Harbaugh too? And Tucker done won y'all how many games?
How many games off the
all
leg
their
alone?
games,
And y'all can't carry him now, and he carried y'all for years.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
I'm trying to like relate.
It's that Royal Farms commercial. He got too much chicken grease on his hands.
Or Morocco.
And for those of y'all that don't live in the Maryland area, when I tell y'all I'm so sick of seeing him on the Royal Farm commercials or the Craven commercials, I'm sick of seeing Tucker.
I mean,
so for me, I'm
glad
trying
I
to
don't live on that
relate.
side
Like,
of Maryland.
we had it like Boswell had a stint where he was missing kicks, right?
He did.
And he got it together. So they just like, the man ain't doing it on purpose. So.
Harbaugh not getting rid of him. That's the first thing. That's not happening. He's
it
not
was so funny. I just posted the clip today where Harbaugh's like, he's making them in practice. He's making them pregame. He's making them, he's making them. He's making
these booming them wide left every single time.
When he missed those games in that missed them in that Philly game, I was like, wow. Like I was kind of shocked. I was like,
and he tried to blame the field in Pittsburgh. Well, what was that with the
field? We kicked 6 of them.
Well, what were they?
What was wrong with the field in Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
Well, all I know is this: I ain't really want to talk about the Ratbirds. I really want to talk about our Steelers coaching, which was highlighted by Hard Knocks. I like the way Tomlin broke down certain scenarios, and he literally just told the team what he needed. And then our D-line coach literally broke down the scenario. Coach Dunbar broke down the scenario in the scenario and told the D-line, this is not going to be an individual show. We're going to have to play like a unit. And you literally seen it on Sunday. Like, no, the interior. I was watching the game. Of course, they played it back at that same moment. And I said, wow, these dudes were not rushing to get a sack. Like, you can literally see Cam Hayward holding back because his job was to hold that line. Him in 95, job was to hold that line. In 99 also when he got it. And then when Dirty Red, I know he ain't Dirty Red, but I call him Dirty Red. I actually call him Home Alone, the quarterback from the Bengals.
Oh, girl. I was like, Dirty Red.
Home Alone.
I didn't know who it was talking about either. I was just waiting for the punch.
Yeah, I was like, who are you talking about?
Joe Burrow. He looked like
Gavich. Like,
he looks like all of them, but he looks more like Home Alone. But Joe Burrow, I'll give him respect. Joe Burrow tried to rush, and who was waiting there for him with open arms?
Cam.
2 sacks.
Cam.
So just the fact that shows that even in the league you got to listen. There's a plan for a reason.
Was it me? But so as a football player, right? I love like when Tomlin talked and when Zach Taylor talked. Like I'm like, damn, I think I could strap it up for 2 or 3 games. I can't give you a whole season.
It makes you feel like.
But listen, when that offensive lineman coach for the Browns was on,
yeah, hey, he was
going on.
I was loving it. I was like, yo,
bro, you're the captain. He say we're gonna do it. We're gonna do that shit.
Yeah.
Right. So you better get the ball out quick. I said, yo,
he's telling
in the A gap. I was like,
yo, but Jameis Winston was sitting right there. You gotta get the ball out on time. Like
James like this. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool. It was cool.
Woo.
It was cool.
Mm-hmm. I like the part. This is what I liked about it most was that it shows you who the captain on our defense is. Mm-hmm. And when you have Terrell Austin, you got you got Grady, right? You got the D-line coach, you got Tomlin, but then you got Minka. And Minka's in there, and they're talking, and they're going through the tape, and they're saying like that tells you that right there, if nothing else has solidified what Minka means to the Steelers, that should have told you that when it comes to the game planning, that they allow Minka some say-so. Minka's not just sitting in there looking at film and like, yes, coach, no, coach. I don't think this work, coach. I think we should do this. Maybe we should do a cover 3 shade to the left, coach. Maybe we should do it like that. That spoke volumes.
Right. And that also showed
something else too.
That also showed that it gave people that really don't watch film or really can't diagnose film. It gave a reason because a lot of people always, why Mickey ain't doing what he's done. He hasn't caught an interception since 2022, whatever like that. It really showed you how they really game plan against him. Like, I was like,
to your point, bro. And Terrence can tell you, I actually made a whole post on that. And when I made the post, I was like, because a lot of people keep talking about he ain't making splash plays. I'm like, splash plays don't mean he's not doing his job.
Exactly.
We don't get beat deep. We don't get beat deep pretty much at all. And I was like, if y'all don't see that, I don't know what else I need to say to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
They are literally scared to throw the ball against that man.
Exactly.
Or whatever side he's on.
But I was like, it's an 11-man defense. Am I right? 11-man defense.
Yeah.
Minka can't be everywhere at every time. You see, he is safety.
Hey, J Harb, I don't know either. I'm trying to find out too, J Harb.
So back to Minka Fitzpatrick. So you're telling me Minka Fitzpatrick was he was watching. I'm sorry.
So all right. So during film session, right? So typically, what happens? You either have position film sessions, you have a defensive side film session, but then the coaches have film session themselves, right? Per the ball, offensive side, defensive side, with the head coach. In this film session, it's the offensive, it's the defensive coordinator coaches, position coaches, Coach Tomlin and Minka, and they're going through, and they're going through the footage. And they're talking about the plays and, the thought process. Like, the fact that they're allowing Minka to be a part of that speaks volumes.
Right.
You know what it tells me?
What's that?
You don't trust that coach.
Probably could. Probably could.
Who, Grady? That secondary coach?
No, that DC.
No, he was in there. But
I don't trust him either.
But he was in there. Grady
I would like to talk about that because some people got upset because I was like, we really need to have a conversation about the defensive coordinator. And I'm glad that you guys are here so we can have this conversation. Okay. I'm gonna go to New York real quick. I'm glad you guys are here so we can have this conversation about Tyrell Austin. What's wrong with, what is going on? We've talked about, look week after week. I do not care. I understand we won the game, but I do not like, why is 3rd and 21 a first down every single time?
Because
what is happening and why can't we fix it? Why? What are we doing?
Like the thing that irritates me with that play selection is that we run a cover 2 or cover 3, but it's soft, right? So that means if it's 3rd and 22, that means they're already 8 to 10 yards deep from the line of scrimmage. And then when your first step is back and you're just like so now they're just playing it safe, right? They're just playing to keep everything in front of them and nothing get behind them. But they're eating up chump yards. And then on top of that, in that, I don't know if you saw on that 3rd and 21, in the cover 2 and the cover 3, the deepest a linebacker is going to get is 10 to 15 yards, right? So when you got Patrick Queen and then you got Wilson and they're running to the spot, they're already 5 yards past their depth, right? So then that means that there really is no coverage in the middle, and that is what frustrates me the most about our defense is that we really have no middle coverage, no matter what coverage we're in, whether it's a cover 2, cover 3, whether it's an umbrella, whether it's shade, regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't get to the film on that play. I didn't get to the all-22 on that play. And I want to know who the players were on the field. And I want to know if Cam Sutton was in on that play.
Casey was in. Sutton was in.
Cam Sutton was in.
Elliott wasn't on the field. Elliott wasn't on the field. KZ was on the field.
KZ was on the field.
Hey, Turn.
KZ is trash.
Hey, I don't like him neither. Hey, Turn. I thought, because I told myself I was going to look at it again. I thought they was in a cover 4. But when I seen how they was lined up, I was like, yo, they going to give up a lot. They was already 10 yards at the snap. And then they started dropping. I was like, what are we doing?
So even in that cover 4, right? You got Patrick Queen as your linebacker. So basically in the cover 4, that means your linebacker, that means everybody just got quarters, right? Cover 4 quarters. So if your linebacker has a quarter in the middle of the field and they run a clear out, right, which takes the safety, which now leaves the middle of the field open for the linebacker to defend, which the defenders behind them, then it's a lose-lose every time.
They in the middle of their drop. They dropping. Why they still so like you said?
And this is why if you watch each game, anybody with a decent tight end, they eat us up in the middle all the time. They eat up chunks.
Hey, listen, I said, and you know what else I don't like? I'm not going to say I do not like, I fucking hate when we do a cover 0 shadow on 3rd and 12, which means you're now taking your linebackers from a fake blitz position to now they got to sprint back to their location.
They got to bail.
Why do we do that? Because now they're running with their back to the quarterback.
I don't like that we not. I don't like that we not Blitzburg. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like that, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it. Because the personality of the players that we got on our team are naturally aggressive. We got aggressive players on this team. We don't have a bunch of zone guys and stuff like that on this team. So Minka's aggressive. Elliott is aggressive. Joey Porter Jr. is aggressive. I'm just talking about and that's just the back end. I ain't even get to the front. Like Patrick Queen's aggressive. You see what I'm saying? Like
Dante Jackson not aggressive.
You notice I didn't mention.
Listen, man. You gonna stop saying Dante Jackson like he ain't got 3 interceptions, like he ain't been making plays on his defense.
He got more than 3 interceptions, y'all.
Like he ain't made solid tackles. Don't do Dante that. Don't do that. Because Dante Jackson and Deshaun Elliott have been 2 great pickups in my opinion.
No,
Deshaun for sure.
Deshaun
for sure. But
he's solid, bro. But he cannot tackle. And he's never in a place to. He don't tackle. He's never in a place to tackle. His angles are terrible.
Subjective.
Yo, Terrence, me and you gonna watch some film on this fool. I call him a fool.
And don't pick out plays that you know he got burnt on. Let's watch the whole game.
We gonna watch the whole game and watch the poor angles. He's always chasing. That's why he's always in position for interceptions. Because he's not where he's supposed to be.
Let's do it tomorrow, and we talk about it tomorrow night.
Word. He be
Let's go to the film room.
He drops back in the zone.
Be here tomorrow night,
bro. He drops back in the zones.
We love you. We miss Kev. Miss you, Kev.
Bails. It happens to be an overthrow.
Would you say D about Michigan? Would you say about Michigan?
I said we miss Kev. I didn't say nothing about Michigan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he said something about Michigan.
This dude here, man.
I know why he say nothing about no
D, please push us along before he get on that bull crap.
I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Before I go plant a flag
definitely
on
one of my
his
ones.
yard.
But now we gotta talk about. Listen, I brought up Terrell Austin because Jameis Winston ate against a good defense the other night. The man almost had 500 yards. He was feeling himself. He was confident, like that. He had Baker Maker syndrome. That's what I like. I feel like when Baker Maker is in his bag and in his zone, he's so confident. It's like he's like, I can't miss. Like I can't. Whatever I'm throwing it up there is making it to his destination. I don't care. And then the pick 6 comes, and then the turnover. Like
but
you
know what I mean?
How it was, though,
He's so deep down in his bag. He starts smelling himself, and he get high. He get high on supply.
But they was running around wide open. Like I could have threw them passes. Like I was like, I'm watching it, John. Like, so is anybody covering Jerry Jeudy?
Hey, You see what Ali said, right?
Like he's just doing whatever.
So what
It was
Ali
the
said in the
Blizzard.
comments.
It's Super
No.
Bowl,
When he
that's
said when it's Trice and JPJ, they the future.
Yeah, we got to get Trice back on the field, man.
Trice been injured every year.
Hey, hold on. I seen him work.
But I like his work.
I think he won't be back this week.
What is Tomlin's favorite Tomlinism? Your best availability.
Best ability is availability, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. Hey, can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask all y'all questions?
Somebody try to steal
Well,
our
you
Walmart.
stealing? Will, are you stealing? You stealing?
Man, this man trying to steal some hot
They
dog
stealing in
rolls out the
Walmart.
joint,
That's
bruh.
crazy.
Somebody walked out
Look,
with a
I
bag
didn't
of
even
Flamin'
know that
Hot
was.
Cheetos.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that was a stealing siren. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Mega.
That's why I don't even go in there.
Bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos is on the run.
I thought that was like a fire alarm. Y'all talking about?
Hey,
Yo, it's
Hey.
crazy. That's why I got it on mute. It's crazy in here, man.
D said, is
Crazy.
that what that was?
I
let me
thought it
ask
was like a
y'all.
fire or something. It was like somebody stealing.
Yo,
I don't
dudes
know.
are stealing at Walmart.
Hey, y'all. Let me ask all of y'all
Brown
a question.
sugar. Yo, but
When
I got a
this
question
season is
too.
over and we draft next year, what position do y'all think should
We
draft
are not the
first?
Browns. We should not even talk about the draft. But go
Wide
ahead.
receiver.
Really? Okay.
Wide receiver.
Mm.
And probably a tackle because Haywood is getting a little old.
James Daniels not coming back.
Nah, he done, bro. I already know he done. It's a wrap for James Daniels.
You got to replace him.
I think, me personally, I want another corner. Me personally, if it's one available, either the first or second round, one of the two. It's one particular corner that I want.
Are you taking best available or are you taking what you need?
What do you mean, best player available or best at the position?
Best available.
Best player available, depend on the position, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a position that we already started at, like if it's the best position is an outside linebacker, I'm not taking an outside linebacker.
I'm sorry, D. I'm with you. I don't like this draft conversation, man. Like, I feel like a Commanders fan or a Cowboy fan right now.
It's too early.
Can
what I
y'all-
look
can y'all-
forward to.
can
Hey,
y'all
let's
see it
switch
near
gears,
you?
then, bro. Like, if you feeling like that, we need to switch gears.
Too early.
The D League? Oh man, so listen, man, we're gonna go ahead and keep this show rolling. This is the D show. You already know.
Yo,
listen,
T.
Piss
Yo,
a
Tim.
ahead, Dex.
You know what I hated, bro?
Piss a foot.
I forgot
We are
to talk
not
about
right.
this.
Oh, hey Dex, let me get an intro. How y'all doing, man? This is Pitts. Pitts and Push Talk Radio. Y'all know what it's going down. I'm filling in for DSC dropped off for the moment. We're gonna keep that thing going. Dex, let me know what you got.
Man, you know what would make us a way better offense?
What's that?
If you watch the film, why do our receivers stop running? You ever notice that?
Yeah.
They don't roll
And
with
then-
rush scramble. Yes.
The
Yeah, but they
scramble
stop
don't be on
running.
that much.
Yeah, they stop running. Like, I'm like, yo, if you keep running, he's gonna find you.
Yeah.
Pat Frymouth is a huge villain in that for me. Like,
Well, let me ask y'all a question. How did y'all feel about Arthur Smith's play call in this game?
Loved it.
yeah, it was
Loved
better.
it. I felt like he kept them all balanced all game. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you look at every game, with the exception of about maybe two, this is consistent. Except I think we called more runs. Called more passes early.
Yeah.
I think, and then I think he leaned on the run late. So I understood the strategy because of who we was playing against.
I like the misdirection.
Yeah.
I like the play action. I like how we keep them all. J Harv, I'm not from New York. I'm from Pittsburgh, but I just live in the Maryland area. Now I ain't from New York. No shot. No shade, Dex. I'm 412 all day long. I'm straight Pittsburgh. I'm 412 all day long.
Hey,
this ain't Wilkinsburg stand up. But seriously, like I really like how he mixed up the play calling, right? I like how there was a little bit pre-snap movement. It was more than we've had in the past, right? But what I'm looking for now is to see if he followed that up, because what I've noticed with Arthur is he has a propensity to stop doing what works.
Sometimes,
right?
Yeah.
So going into this game, I'm looking to see how we expound on that, right? I'm looking to see how we add to that. Do we, as far as the play calling, what I would like to see, I would like to see us spread more out. I would like to see us spread the receivers out more, because then if you look right, so when we play other teams, and when like Chase Brown, when he got that long touchdown, that long run, it takes a minute for our defensive backs to gain ground to be near the play run call area, right? But when we run the ball, like we're in bunch formations,
right?
So we've already we brought the whole defense into where the play is happening. So I like to see us spread out more, just to give the running backs a little bit more finagle room.
I agree with that. I also add to that. I do like how I don't know if y'all noticed, but I knew his play style stuff from when he was in Atlanta and when he was at Tennessee. He do a lot of stuff out of the same formations. So if you think you got a bead on what he gonna do, 9 times out of 10 you don't. And I love the way.
And welcome back, D. Our host is back, so I can relinquish my hosting duty
back
to D.
Everything just like,
Don't worry, D. We held you down.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all very much for holding it down.
So we were talking about Arthur Smith and his play calling, and what your thoughts on whether or not did you agree with the plan?
Again, it goes back to what me and Mitch had the conversation last week. We have to get back to distributing the football. Get the ball into as many guys' hands as possible. And they did that. Like that was again, like going back to what I was saying, like, did you really need that wide receiver too? You got to keep them on your toes, open up the playbook, give me those checkdowns. And that's why it's like, I guarantee you, if them checkdowns were there during that Baltimore game, we would have scored more points. I guarantee you, because that's what we were missing. That's what we're missing. Russ throwing the ball away because things aren't there. But you got a little dump here. And you absolutely know Jalen can make a guy miss. Najee can make a guy miss. Get the ball in those guys' hands and watch magic happen. And that's what saw magic happen.
To what D said, to what D was saying, that when we played Baltimore, the dump offs was there, but they was always in the flats instead of in the middle of the field. Now this time when we played Cincy, he ran those right in the middle of the field to occupy the linebackers. So once that happened, and they need to do that more.
But you know what worked? You know why that worked though? Because we were stretching the field. Like we wasn't running screen, we wasn't running slants, posts, ins, outs. Like it looked like we were running deep posts, right? We were running fly routes, phase routes. So when we look at that, especially to the 2 or 3 to Jalen across the middle, when Jalen turns around, it's like nobody near him for a good 5 yards. And that's because we were able to run the defense off that allowed us that
soften up that
option.
middle.
Yeah, I like that.
They were scared. They sat back in that 2 deep safety 90% of the game. Like they didn't even creep nobody up often. They sat back in that 2 safety, and I was like, they gonna sit back there like that all game. It's gonna be a cakewalk. Like, you know what I'm saying? I knew. And I was like, okay, they creeping up a little bit, but it wasn't enough to threaten them.
Well, let me tell you what I liked about Arthur Smith. I like the fact that he actually utilized the play calling specifically for the personnel that was in there. Yeah. Because for me, too many times, I feel like he's using Jalen Warren for those stretch routes, right? Instead of Jalen is that one cut, I'm gone. Jalen's not like. And this week, I love how, you put Najee, you give Najee his stretch, you give Jalen his gut route. And I like the fact that Najee's vision, because if we was 3 weeks ago on that stretch when Najee was running and he cut it back in, 2-3 weeks ago, I think Najee probably would have kept trying to go outside, following the blocks instead of using the vision. And that play, when he cut it back, he didn't get touched for about 9 yards.
Yeah, he pushed it to the edge and then cut it back. And then it was nobody there.
Yeah. Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And, if you have to think a loss for it to get that flavorful in the play calling, then whatever, I'm cool with it. There was one other topic when it comes to the Browns. You didn't see rushing wasn't their thing the other night. Obviously, I didn't see what their numbers were. I actually had their numbers up, but because I don't have them up anymore. But rushing wasn't their thing against Denver the other night, and I just want to know what's your game plan this week? Of course, you're anticipating Alex Highsmith being back. We couldn't get to Jameis. You saw the Denver Broncos men eventually able to get to him. What's your game plan for Jameis this go around?
I think we should attack him. I think we should attack him and make him have happy feet.
Blitz.
Jameis always had a problem when you put pressure on, like most pocket quarterbacks.
He's getting rid of the ball fast.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is.
So that's part of the problem. By the time you didn't got that much time to get there.
If they're gonna do that, we gotta make them pay. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta make these dudes pay for even getting the ball. But we playing so much zone. We've been playing so much zone. They can go in there and curl and they open. You know what I'm saying? They just go in the soft part of the zone and curl up, stop, and he can just hit them right there. Like, that's the irritating part of it.
Why are you messing with you, Dex?
Well, they don't deserve to have their name said. All that deserve to get his name says Ben Roethlisberger.
And Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russ.
And I also, you guys may have missed the opening monologue where I put out there in the universe that Russell Wilson should be comeback player of the year, or in the minimum in the conversation.
Oh yeah. I don't see why not.
Why not? But why is he in the conversation though? Why is he not?
I haven't even heard nobody. I haven't heard nobody talk about it yet.
I did it. You mean? Oh, you talking about who? No, I've heard Kyler Murray's name being thrown around. DeMar Hamlin's name being thrown around. Who else? Oh, Joe Burrow's name. They got Joe Burrow as like the top person that's gonna get comeback player of the year.
Because comeback player of the year is for injuries.
Why not Russ?
Because he wasn't hurt.
You don't have to be hurt. You have to overcome a significant setback or whatever. This man was benched last year.
I'm gonna say this.
But I usually
if he don't get it, Coach T need to get Coach of the Year.
No. That's hurt. Right. No, they gave it to Joe Flacco. He didn't even play a whole season. Let's not do that.
Well, that's because That's because Joe was out bagging groceries. Joe wasn't on nobody's team.
So he got benched by his team. He had good numbers. He was benched. Everybody told him that man was trash. Yeah, he overcame Sean Payton. Give that man comeback player of the year. You're right, Ali. He overcame coaching. Bad coaching.
They did bench him.
I'll tell you this. He'll be in the conversation after this show.
He should be.
I have a question for you guys. What team between like the Chiefs or the Bills do you think will propose the most trouble for the Steelers?
Chiefs, Bills, Chiefs.
I think Buffalo.
Buffalo. I'm gonna tell you why I say the Chiefs, right? Because I'm not even Mahomes. It's not even Mahomes. The one thing that Kansas City does well with Coach Andy Reid is Kansas City. They rise to the occasion, no matter what their roster looks like. They don't have an all-star roster. They don't have, but when you talk about Buffalo, okay, I think if you shut down Josh Allen, right? The only option is the running back, Cook, right?
Yeah.
James, not Dalvin, but James Cook, right?
James Cook, yeah.
I'm not more worried about Josh Allen than I am Patrick Mahomes, only because Patrick can do it in a many of ways. And Patrick has in my opinion, their defense is more suited for longevity than Buffalo. I think Buffalo has a lot of still question marks. I don't think Buffalo should have won a couple games this year, but they did. Just like I felt like we should be undefeated, but we're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that Buffalo is I don't think that Buffalo is I'm not more worried about Buffalo than I am Kansas City, only because Kansas City has that it factor. You know what I'm saying?
They just know how to get it done.
They get it done ugly. and they get it done ugly. Just like Kansas City could have like 3 or 4 losses this year. You want to be honest. You know, everybody's record can be completely different. But I'm not worried about Josh Allen more than I'm worried about Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I'm not worried about Josh Allen.
I can agree with that. Because Kansas City
I'm still
know how to
worried
get it
about
done.
Josh Allen.
They just know how to get it done, bro. Like it's no way you can get around that. The fact that they 11-1, 11-1. A lot of that been on the back of just gutting out games.
About the refs
and their kickers.
been on the back of the refs.
Oh, it's that lucky rabbit, that rabbit's foot.
Hey, when you get past 1 or 2 games, it's more than luck.
Let me ask you this: is Dante Jackson tackling Josh Allen?
Hey, listen, man, that's what
usually happens.
I'm getting sick of you, Dex. Dex, you about to make me curse, and I don't curse on shows.
And the thing
Dex,
is,
you're overcooking my grits, Dex.
The thing with Josh Allen is you can't name me who's his number 1 guy. Like, yes, he has Amari Cooper. Yes, he has Cook. He has Kincaid. He has Knox. Like, he's getting it done similar to what you see Russell Wilson doing, plus the rushing. Like, he's getting it done. He's taking care of the ball this year. He's not turning it over. Like, this is a team that nobody thought would be where they are, and they're performing.
People thought the Chiefs was done years ago. Until somebody actually beat the Chiefs, I would never overlook their ability because they're
not scary. I'll say that. They're not scary.
But that's the difference.
That's all I could. The fear of them.
But those are the worst
they look
teams.
like a beatable team. Yes, people like you haven't been able to beat them, but I feel like the fear factor going into that game is not there.
Those are the worst teams. Those are the worst teams. To go in a game against a team that I feel like we're supposed to be afraid of, or that you're supposed to be scared of, you get up for those. Like when it's a team that you can't figure out, that's difficult. When it's a team that wins, no matter who's in there, that's difficult, right? Because you can't go into a game and say, you know what, we're just going to key in on him. You know what? All we got to do is stop this player. It's not like that with them. Like Andy Reid has shown time and time again, don't count me out. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not afraid of Josh Allen.
And I don't want to go in Buffalo and play again.
Nah, man. They want to come to Pittsburgh. I'm tired of we always got to go to Buffalo. Man, come to Pittsburgh.
I mean, when we did beat Josh Allen, we sent the pressure. We sent TJ Watt and them, made him feel their presence.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Josh punk ass Allen.
I'm only and they're not on our schedule at this time. So for me, we're gonna be able to play the Chiefs. So we're gonna be able to go up against them and see what they're made of and see see how we combat them. And I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, we got that 3 seed.
So you said something early on, right? That I was trying to remember because I wanted to address you when you're early on when you was coming on. So when you said, like, when you talk about the Bengals defense and, people not giving us the credit for what we did against the Bengals defense, right? Because they're terrible, right? Yeah. But then when we played a team in Dallas, and Dallas was missing damn near 3 of their star players, we couldn't buy a comment, right? We was just trash. Oh, they're playing against a busted up defense and they're losing. So I've gotten to the point where I just think that Dan Orlovsky, as trash as he was as an NFL player, because all he's known for is running out of the end zone, not knowing where the hell he is on the field. Dan Orlovsky, and my Bubba Dub voice, trash. Colin Cowherd, trash. Stephen A, fake ass still a fan, trash. Shannon Sharp, man, purse wearing ass, trash. That's it.
Hey, I'm with you with all those except for Dano. I love the way he breaks down.
He's a bum. Keyshawn Johnson,
No. Hey, I had comments for Dan. Let me tell you something about Dan. Just the way he said it. And it wasn't the segment that he put on the internet. It was the segment he's standing up and he's talking to everybody. He was just like, man, but they had 250 yards, from checkdowns.
Yeah,
It
but
was the shrugging of the shoulders. It was the dismissiveness of the fact that
he changed week to week. He changed week to week. You heard what he said about it this week?
Don't change. I'd rather you stay the same. Then he was like, Russell Wilson was great. Okay,
I forgot
he
one.
was great.
I forgot one. I'm sorry. I don't know how I forgot him. Cam Newton, analyst ass, trash. Straight trash.
Cam can't help it. He cannot help it. I understand.
He just mad he's not in the league, bro.
Justin Fields, but
He mad he's not in the league.
You ain't gotta be a.
Hey yo, I be so when I tell you like so when I tell you right, so I be listening to radio stations and joints. Like I'd rather listen to KDKA back home in Pittsburgh before I listen to Stephen A, Shannon Sharp, and Dan punk ass Orlovsky. I'd rather listen to Dan Johnson and them on the news.
Nah.
Like them guys was just trash, man. Like I hated when Dan Orlovsky, when he was talking about Russ, was like, Stephen A, you can say how you want. I don't see them as a threat. Shut the hell up.
But that's what my point.
Hey,
like, you didn't see this team as an offensive threat. This team offensively cannot be a Super Bowl team. But then again, you're going to discredit them when they get in the end zone, when they score 44 or 40, 38 on or however many points we didn't score offensively on Cincinnati minus the pick six, right? So you are going to discredit them because of that bad defense. But you would shred them to pieces if they lost and they could only score 17 against a bad defense. You're supposed to, if you're a good offense, you're supposed to run it up.
It's a catch
41 points because what the Commanders scored 40 something on them, I think, and the Ravens scored 40 something on them, I think. So like that was what you were supposed to do, right?
The Steelers is a catch-22 team, right? We lose the teams that we're supposed to beat, right?
Oh, supposedly.
And we get trashed for it. We lose the teams we're supposed to beat, but then we beat a team again. I said this about the Cleveland Browns. I'll say this about the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll say this about the Baltimore Ravens. When it's divisional football, that football is different.
Yeah, different
records mean nothing.
Nada.
Rosters don't even mean anything. Starting QBs, third string, it all goes out the window.
Sorry, Mitch. Dan Orlovsky, trash.
Hey, look here. I seen them do a break. I send it to y'all.
Don't send me that shit.
Nah, that ain't like that. He did it off the 3D glasses. They did a breakdown in Cincinnati.
I wanted him to issue an apology to Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers before I listen to Dan Orlovsky.
I don't know what did he say bad about Russ. I ain't see that. I missed
every
that.
week, bro.
Listen.
He every week.
Say nothing bad,
you're
but
Justin
he
Fields guy,
didn't
right?
want
minimizes everything Russ does.
Yeah.
He minimizes everything we do. He makes it seem like, oh, well, it wasn't Russ. It was only because, like with DJ.
Do you remember that first game where Russ started? You know what he did on film? He highlighted Justin Fields on the sideline cheering for his teammates when they scored a touchdown. He highlighted a guy on the sideline.
Russell Wilson to do a video for Dan Orlovsky.
You can like Justin. I like Justin. Don't be a hater. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe Russell should do a video for Dan and shotgun formation in the end zone. So he can show him what it's like for a quarterback to know the depth of an out-of-balance line and where he is on the field so he don't run out. That has made him a better quarterback.
I ain't never seen nothing like it. How you breaking down film and go to the sideline and highlight a guy? What are you doing, man?
With the Bubba Dub joint, bro.
Good job. I've been wanting to get that out for a minute because I'm getting sick of I've been on Stephen A's friends. Like I don't got no space. I be comment. I tell him you're trash, bro.
Hey, Stephen A threw me off before the regular season started when he said we have last all over us. And then he acting like he a big Steelers fan. He threw me off completely. I was like, bro, were you not talking about basketball?
Ryan Clark can decide which side he gonna be on too.
Who's that?
That's a fact. Ryan, number your days, Ryan Clark.
He be on
Ryan
Baltimore.
Clark,
he be on Baltimore.
He be on Baltimore line. You need to stay over here. You need to stay over there. You can't be flip-flopping, Ryan.
That's a flat.
Hey, you know what was funny? He be on Baltimore line and then he'll pick us to beat him.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. I just heard you.
Like, I'm just doing my job. Everybody got a little bias, and his. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone.
I got another question for you guys. TJ Watt, because I noticed a lot of times he's always lining up on the same side. I think this game against Cincinnati. No, I think against Cincinnati they moved him around a little bit more.
They moved him around in what game was that?
This week against Cincinnati.
You know what?
No. They moved him around before that.
They've been moving around
since
since
week 5.
When
Highsmith is out.
No, they moved him and Highsmith around one game too, and I'm trying to remember if that was a Giants game or
it was a Giants game. He didn't look comfortable. Like that.
Yeah, they gave different looks sometimes, and also they're sitting him out for plays. Like TJ sitting on the sideline. But go ahead.
We ain't got time for that.
Yeah, so they are moving him around, not frequently, but they're doing it.
They used to do it more. They used to do more stunts.
A lot
That's
more.
what it was. They used to do more stunts, pass rush
coverage. Right.
Yeah, they don't do it as much no more, but they did it a lot against Cincinnati.
Yeah, they did a lot dropping back at Cincinnati.
Yeah, my mom was like, that is true though. We used to do stunts a lot, particularly when we had Bud Dupree there. We used to do a hell of a lot of stunting. But I'm like, now everything is just basic. Until last week. So
well, I'm gonna go around the horn and get y'all's prediction. I didn't even pay attention to the time. I'm sorry. I've been watching the comments and everything. This has been just fun. I've truly enjoyed y'all this evening. Not that I never don't. I always do. But just tell everybody your score prediction for this Browns and Browns and Steelers rematch. So I'll start with Terrence. We go Terrence, Mitch, White, and then Diggs.
I'm going 24-10 Pittsburgh.
Ooh, 10.
I love 10.
I like that.
Give me 31-13.
Under 20. Okay.
I'm always going to 20.
I'm gonna go 34-24.
34-24. Okay.
I'm going 62-10.
62-10. White, you are
there's some defense
frozen,
in there.
White.
Look,
so
there's some defense scoring and some special teams.
If it's 62-10, the amount of trolling I'm gonna be doing on Browns fans is gonna be crazy. You hear me?
Nah, my real prediction is probably gonna be like 34. I know we're scoring at least 30. Keep him like 34, 14, something like that. I'm going to give him 2. I'll spot him 2. Because he's going to score on Dante.
Oh, can we talk about Deontay Johnson real quick? I know he wasn't a part of the original spiel, but the fact that White, you are frozen, so I don't know if you got to reconnect or something. You got to come back. Deontay Johnson is going to be suspended for 1 game from the Ravens because apparently he refused to come back in the game. So y'all show Hard Knocks, maybe that they'll pick that up. Did it come on the show or something like that?
Nah, they ain't have it on there.
Okay. Anyway, child, suspended for 1 game because they said he refused to come back in the game. Or to not come back in the game. He was never in the game. So he refused to go in the game. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know how much truth is, but they did ask Harbaugh prior to this coming out about Deontay Johnson because he didn't play, and Harbaugh was just like, I don't know. Like he was like, "Are you gonna what are you gonna do with him? What y'all gonna do?" He was just.
And he said, "I don't know yet."
And the fact that he said, "I don't know," led me to believe like something ain't right. Like what's going on?
So sources are like, so Deontay was dissatisfied with not being placed in the game earlier when he felt he should have been put in, and they put another receiver in instead of him. So when it came back around for him to put him in, he apparently
checked out
going in.
So I know somebody who knows Deontay, right? He don't like it there. Apparently, he don't like it in Baltimore at all.
He want to come home.
I think he do. And I think Baltimore knows it, and that's why they won't release him. That's
He emotional.
But we can't get him anyways because
we can.
We can. Now we
yes,
can.
we can.
Now
because he went to another team.
No, we can't trade for him.
Yeah.
We can get him if he's a free agent.
Yeah.
I don't want him. He different. He emotional.
Dex, I don't know what the hell
always been emotional. Dex,
but he ain't.
Exactly. He emotional. We don't need no. Our wide receivers are finally running forward after they catch the ball. We ain't going backwards. Doop. No more losing yards after the catch.
Hey, look here.
Y'all don't want. I can't believe y'all say y'all do not want him. I want you, DJ. I don't care what they say.
They told me the same thing about us.
They told me the same thing about us, DJ.
Look what they doing now. Look what Carolina doing now. You should stay there. Be patient, my boy.
If you miss Chris Boswell, just say that. You know what I'm saying? Just say that. Just say that, DJ. But anyway, I messed it up. I told everybody to go around. Everybody gave you their score predictions, but just go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you online at Terrence, Dex, Mitch, and then I'll bring White back up here because I think he's back now. Go ahead.
Man, I appreciate it again, D. I mean, y'all can find me on YouTube, Pits and Push Sports Talk Radio, Instagram, Pits and Push, Facebook, Pits and Push Sports Talk Radio. You can also catch me on Comcast Channel 77, Verizon Channel 11, here in the DMV.
On TV.
Here in the DMV. Listen, man, just appreciate it. Oh, iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google, all of the above.
Talking about tomorrow, man. You skipping stuff, man.
Oh, you said talking about what? Oh, tomorrow. I'm going to hit D up. So, tomorrow we're going to do a Steelers. So I need D and Dex. Dex, I really need you, dog. We're going to have that film session tomorrow.
What time tomorrow? Because my Wizards play tomorrow.
Not tomorrow at 9 p.m.
My Wizards play tomorrow.
Wait, was it 9?
Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dex, I need that film session tomorrow. Don't flake. Because I want to see all this flack you've been talking about Dante Jackson. I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. Don't try to
be glad to show you. No, that ain't me. I'm here.
Oh, all right. Tomorrow. We're going to set that up. Because I telework tomorrow.
Oh.
Bet. That's a bet.
Go ahead. White. Tell the people where they can find you. Coming in late.
Oh, I'm back. All right. Well, on the gram. Yo, I apologize, but I've been running around, but I love the show. I love what D is doing. I love what you guys is representing. So, but you can catch me on the gram, AAU Coach G131. You can catch me Monday through Friday on It Is What It Is podcast with Mason Cam. Whenever they give me some shine, because they be hating on my Steelers, but
always hating.
That's what yes, man. I'm in Vegas now, but I'm loving it, man. This is our city too. Steelers run this. We run this city too.
We won the West.
Yeah, but that's where you can catch me at. And like I said, Dex, Mitch, Terrence, D. You know what I'm saying? Steeler Nation. I appreciate you guys, and I want to make sure I'm on here more representing. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are official.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming through. Big New York.
Harlem. Tell them that I sent you.
Hey.
I know Steelers that they're not from Pittsburgh. You feel me?
Yeah. That is the worst Harlem shaky when he moving.
Nah, I love Pittsburgh, but I've been a Steelers fan since I was born. So, that's a classic line, though.
Yes. Go ahead, Dex. Tell them where they can find you, Dex.
Hey, you can find me in the club, bottle full of bud. My mind got what you need. You can really find me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm rolling with DSPN. I'm calling that into fruition. That's why I'm riding with D. Shout out to the Curls. Shout out to the Curls, D. Never fail.
Thank you.
All right.
What's the shop? I forget his name. Lord, Bigness. I don't want to call you Bigness on here, but that's your name on Twitter. And he said something about the hair, so I appreciate you. I didn't want to ignore it. But thank you too, Dex. I appreciate all y'all. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Sorry, I'm getting sleepy, so I get a little delulu. I love y'all. We will be back. I will not be at the game on Sunday. I'm sorry. I was planning to go, but I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna make it. So I'm pretty sure I'm not making it. So I'm 90% sure I'm not going. So what all that means is we'll be watch on the stream. So I'll stream. If you streamed with us this weekend,
Me too, Jay Hard.
especially the TikTok crew. We had a special guest. Uncle Luke came through on TikTok, and it got lit. It was unexpected. A good time. So we actually went in overtime. We were watching the Ravens and Eagles game together, and he came on, and then we just had a flood of requests, and mostly, like, of course, he only wanted women to come on. And anyway, child, it was fun. Y'all next just join me on the streams, TikTok, and as well as here. And I love y'all for supporting. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. And Oz, go Steelers. And don't be surprised when they start talking about Russell Wilson comeback player of the year. You heard it here first. Bye, y'all.
All right, peace.
Peace. See ya.
All right.
Good show, D.
Yeah.